Sione, a first Six Nations as Scotland head coach, how does that feel?
It's really exciting, to be honest. Obviously, lots of potential in the group. New cycle for World Cup coming through, and yeah, my first Six Nations, which I'm really excited to get into camp and work with the players, and obviously start that first Test match against Wales.
Yeah, and you picked Rachel again at captain. Why Rachel, or is that too obvious to say?
It is pretty obvious, to be fair. But, to give credit to Rachel, she didn't assume anything, so we had a good conversation around it. But the fact that she has so much experience is a big positive. She's a genuine leader of people, and you can see that on and off the field. So in the end, it was a pretty easy decision.
How are you finding being in Scotland, the weather and the player group?
The playing group's fantastic. Obviously, we've got some new faces coming in, so it's an opportunity to learn a little bit more around the wider group. The weather, yeah. The lack of sunshine is something that I'm getting used to. Obviously, coming into spring, really excited for that period of time, but it's an adjustment.
You talked about the new players. You have your squad of 38, plenty of debutants in there too. Celtic Challenge, PWR and the French League. Do you feel that's a great blend to have all these girls playing around Europe and the world to come back together and try and give their best for Scotland?
Yeah, it definitely gives them different insights. Obviously, PWR, really professional, international standard competition week in, week out, and you only have to look at what the top 6, 7 looks like. It's really competitive this year. The Celtic Challenge, we would have liked to have performed a little bit better as the two Scotland-based teams, but it gave lots of learnings to some younger players that got exposed to playing some of those internationals in the Welsh and the Irish teams. And then the French League just offers something different again, don't they? A little bit of an exciting attacking mindset, which it's nice to see the players getting exposed to different types of rugby, but also different types of coaching.
You also have the big boost of Meryl Smith back involved, Shona Campbell and Louise McMillan. They're great assets to bring in, aren't they?
Yeah, players who obviously have experience, but also in terms of Meryl, definitely a lot of potential to play across a couple of positions. Really calm head and has a skill set that we're hoping will allow us to unlock that attacking play that we want to start the season with.
This Scottish side have got to a quarter-final of the World Cup, and I think I'm right in saying you want to come third or push into that bracket. How are you going to do it, Sione?
So we're going to play obviously to a style that suits our group. There's a pretty distinct player profile that we have. We're quite dynamic, skillful, and looking to play with tempo. And then the biggest thing is leaning into our experience and playing in the right areas of the field. A bit cliche, but you have to be down the right end to score the points, and we feel like we're going to be able to set the game up really well. I've got 2 new coaches joining me as well with a lot of experience, and we want to really lean into that experience to give the players the best preparation we can.
If I'm correct in saying you're a teacher by your profession,
yeah.
A lot of teachers we've seen, the likes of Joe Smith, Stuart Lancaster come in. Why does that cater to rugby coaching, do you think?
Well, I think it's an interesting transfer, isn't it? So I look at it, the teaching is coaching, coaching is teaching. So the ability to transfer information to obviously provide clarity and support of learning is a big part in the environments that we're in. So I don't think I'll be in the same frame as Joe Schmidt, to be fair, but I appreciate it. But it just gives you an opportunity to use different styles of presentation, but also to differentiate the different modes of learning and be able to support each of the players individually as much as we can.
Wales first up, and they'll be looking for revenge of what happened at the World Cup. It's going to be a great day, but an interesting one. Yeah,
it's going to be exciting. Principality, obviously, I think Scotland beat them twice last year, so there's a little bit of recent history in that, and the fact that obviously Jan joining us is a former Welsh coach. There's a lot of subtext to it that add to the drama. But realistically, for us, with all that aside, it's the first game of Six Nations, and you want to start well, give ourselves an opportunity to create a bit of momentum leading into obviously the rest of the games.
And then Ireland at the Aviva in the first standalone fixture. I can tell by the smile on your face, that's exactly what this competition needs, isn't it?
Absolutely. You can see from post-World Cup, the game, great platform that was laid then, and the opportunity to go and take that product, take the games to bigger stadiums, to invite more people to come and watch is really exciting. And the atmosphere within those stadiums is second to none, isn't it? So it's a great place for the players to go and express themselves, go and enjoy themselves, but also obviously to pit 2 really strong teams against each other.
How do you feel your experience in Australia and the Reds and USA will help this Scotland team?
Well, I guess it's learning what the international games looks like from a different perspective. So Australia was quite different to the USA. USA was quite different to Australia, and both different again to the Scottish setup. So I guess over the last 6 years now that I've been involved in international rugby, the game has shifted, and then my opportunities through that have been to be able to learn some lessons come through those challenges from both countries with some pretty clear principles around what I think is going to be successful for Scotland.
I get it, you've only been here a couple of months, but how close do you think this group is to challenging France and England?
Yeah, good point. Good question. Time's going to tell a little bit. From what we've seen so far, I think if we prepare really well, we get our strongest players on the pitch, then we're a pretty good chance, to be fair. We want to try and approach this tournament by playing a style that suits our playing group. And if we can do that consistently, then it's up to the players then to close out those opportunities.
Does the 2 home games and 3 away make this one a wee bit more challenging for you?
It definitely does. Obviously, being at home, the Scottish team grow a foot or two. You only had to see the men's Six Nations to see how dominant they were at home and the challenges away. I've got a lot of confidence, though, in our group to be able to overcome some of those challenges of being away. They've played together for a long time. We've got a really strong leadership group. So, yeah, pretty confident that we'll go to Wales, obviously Ireland, and then Italy with a bit of confidence with us.
Sione, all the best in your first championship.
Thank you, Stuart. Appreciate it.